Google. Let's go get them again.
Welcome back to another episode of Sampling Samples. Today we are sampling from the brand of Narciso Rodriguez. And you know, this is a brand that holds a very special place in my personal fragrance history. Narciso Rodriguez, known for its minimalist aesthetic and an almost cohesive dedication to the art of musk. This is a brand that has crafted some of the most unique and memorable scents in modern perfumery. We're diving deep into the Bleu Noir line here today, which is now quite extensive. It started in 2015 with the Eau de Toilette, of course, followed by the EDP in 2018, and the Eau de Toilette Extrême in 2020. But the fragrance on our agenda today, I'm skipping them all. I'm going through I'm missing the whole trough, and this might be the most refined entry into it, as I'm skipping the whole line and trying out the latest flanker, the Parfum version, which is the last of the Bleu line as of today's shoot. So I'm not too sure if this is the end of the line for this namesake, as we have not seen another Bleu Noir in 3 years now, going on 4. The name itself suggests the shadowy, cool, mysterious character, yet upon my first impression, I was genuinely shocked by the beautiful, dominant iris in here. It greets you right from the tip. It's a note I wasn't expecting, and it completely subverts the expectations that the name sets. I'm expecting Bleu Noir, so blue or black, right? I'm thinking, okay, like a dark bluey maybe, you know, like the elixirs are kind of going into this, you know, dark shadowy blue kind of thing. My own history in Narciso Rodriguez men's fragrances started way back when in 2007 with the iconic For Him. Oh, that thing. Made several of my top releases. A true masterpiece created by Francis K. And one that, you know, I'm very proud to say that I was the first one to delve into it on YouTube. A great fragrance. The Eau de Toilette, with its distinctively melancholic and artistic character, was so far ahead of its time that it almost felt destined to be misunderstood in our fragrance community, leading to its eventual discontinuation. It was that experience that cemented, pun intended, my respect for the brand's uncompromising vision. After spending a lot of time recently exploring their women's fragrances, I'm absolutely thrilled to be back in the men's line, where it all began for me. It's been several years since I've spoken about Narciso Rodriguez For Him. And look at these triples, right? I just did, Spice Bomb, and I was kind of reminiscing of that line, but here. It's been a long time since I've spoken about Narciso Rodriguez For Him. So this one right here, the big question now is with this one, will this one be a viable option for iris lovers in the designer game, going against some of the bigger names in that profile, including D'Autum Intense, Prada L'Homme, Valentino Uomo Intense, to even the Givenchy Gentleman line? Let's find out together. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the Robe Zoe channel. I'm your host, Mark. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Both free and much cheaper than what I paid. I paid not too much for this. This is a designer fragrance. I think it was $10 Canadian for a spray atomizer this time, not a dabber, so we're not going to do last dab. But yeah, this was a very big, I don't know, 5 mil? No, this maybe 4 mils. But yeah, a fragrance that, you know, it's been a while since I've spoken about this line, so I'm really interested in seeing what they're all about with their newer releases. For people, my returnees, welcome back. Your support means everything to me. I love seeing familiar faces in the comments section, and always hitting like and, you know, giving a old school reviewer some love in the fragrance community. Really appreciate all of you. Now let's go under the hood. Let's take a look at some stats on this one. Let's start talking about this one. Let's see if it can hang with the old school Narciso. Now, release date back in 2022. It's got a few years behind it, but it's not that old. No, Sonia Constant. Hey, Sonia Givaudan. Sonia is one of the busiest perfumiers in the game right now. She has well over 200 fragrances to her name. You know, just off the top of my head, she has done Ombre Leather for Tom Ford. Talking about Tom Ford, Noir Extrême, Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau, just to name a few. Those are probably her most popular ones in her community. Now let's take a look at the notes and let's see what this one is all about. Up top we have cardamom, cypress, bergamot, and mandarin. So a little mix of spices, woody nuances, green nuances, of course, with cypress and cardamom. Bergamot and mandarin, of course, some citruses. In the mid we have iris, which I hear this is built upon. The signature Narciso Rodriguez musk is right in the middle. And suede. So the suede iris. So we've seen that before. And in the back end, we have tonka bean, sandalwood, vetiver, leather. So, we got suede and leather in here. So we got to keep an eye on that, and cedar as well. So not a bad note breakdown for an iris-based fragrance. Yeah, this looks pretty legit. Big notes in here are iris, musk, and tonka. Okay. And the signature Narciso musk is usually worth the admission price. That alone. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they'll do with iris. Hopefully it's really, really good. And with their signature musk, how can this be a bad thing? So I'm wearing this one as my scent of the day, but we are going to do our last dab, basically. A couple sprays here. We're going to launch this thing. These bigger samples, the caps don't last. Oh. The fragrance opens with a vibrant burst of fresh, slightly spicy citruses, featuring mostly the mandarin, flanked by that bergamot. That mandarin touch shares a similar DNA to Valentino Uomo Intense, which I just named off earlier in this review, which is another iris leather tonka combo. So keep that in mind in regards to this one and what it's close to. This is definitely very close to Valentino Uomo Intense. So anybody that smelled that fragrance, which is discontinued, you know what I'm talking about. The citruses burn off quite quickly. And if you blink, you miss it. But it gives a good start to this fragrance, a clean, bright start. Then it quickly moves into cardamom, which is fairly subtle, and a green cypress, which will be felt with various volumes throughout the scent profile. We'll have some slight green woods running through it all the way down until the end of the life on your skin. I felt the cypress more in this opening and towards the end. In the mid, it kind of gets lost in translation. The musk amps up the iris, like the iris musk fog in the mid of this fragrance really bogs down a lot of the smaller pieces. So it's gonna be like, oh, hey, there's the cypress, and then it's still there, but it's in the background. So you're just kind of really focused on other things. And then towards the end, you're like, oh, it's still there. Hey, you're back. So the intro in this fragrance moves fast. Like within a minute, it goes straight into this iris bomb. Like if you have like the citruses and the cardamom and the cypress, you're just kind of, you could miss it. And what it goes into is straight up iris bomb and signature musk from Narciso Rodriguez. Both excellent. Both of these notes do the heavy lifting for most of the scent profile and will give it a clean, highly powdery, I want to repeat, highly powdery gray feeling and giving the scent a classy, soft foundation. The star is clearly iris in this fragrance. Some compare it to D'Autumn Intense. I would agree in quality, 100%. I think it's fresher than DHI in my opinion, and much more powdery. Did I mention it's powdery? The iris itself shows a slight waxy quality as well, which I think really brings up its classiness. I can also feel a subtle suede note that gives the scent a different texture than just powdery iris with musks. So not much going on, like busy intro, right? Really fast flashes, citruses and spice and greens, and then boom, iris. And then it just glides. Like it's beautiful, it glides. I love this Iris Musk combo. Really well done. Really well done. As the fragrance dries down, the scent settles into Iris and Musk combo and goes into this warm and woody base as well. The 1-2 punch of Iris and Musk remain as stars of the show, but they become slightly softer the more it's on your skin, and they kind of blend into the other notes in the back end. Tonka bean is one of those notes that show more of itself here in the dry down, as it introduces a familiar warm embrace of creamy, vanillic light sweetness. The vetiver and the sandalwood create a cozy, elegant, woody texture and hold hands with the cypress from the top, which is actually still present. They list suede as a heart note and leather as a base note, and perhaps you'd think you'd get more leather than advertised here, as the subtle hint of suede-like leather continues to play a supporting role and never really leapt into a primary focus of this fragrance. Still well done, but never really took the reins. The dry down is cozy, it's elegant, it's warm, it's slightly sweet. Like some Narciso de Rodriguez, the dry down is almost kind of like a second skin. Like I feel that with a lot of these fragrances for the For Him line, and even in the women's aisle, I was like, oh yeah, it's like a second skin. Not overpowering, but giving an aura. And it's perfect for intimate settings. Like that was the first thing I felt when I first wore this fragrance. I was like, ooh, it's gonna be one of those, right? You know, you're inviting, you know, maybe you went on a couple dates with a girl and now you're inviting her over to your place. Yeah. So my overall thoughts on this fragrance, you know, it's a good designer fragrance. That's all I gotta say. My initial experience was a really good one. I didn't know what I was gonna expect going in with this one, with the name, right? Like Bleu Noir. You're looking at the notes and the nose, and I feel like this may be a winner of the line. And I really think I started with the right one. Now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, I think I started with the right Bleu Noir here. If you appreciate powdery scents, that's a must. It's a must here. And you like subtle spices in your fragrance, solid wood backdrop, and of course, that signature Narciso de Rodriguez musk, but it's not as dominant as it is in these, just an FYI. You're gonna be a huge fan of this. It has that little Narciso de Rodriguez signature in it, which changes it a little bit from all the other ones that this is compared to, the Iris bombs, right? Really well done by the brand. As a fragrance reviewer, this is what you're looking for, is quality. This is a high quality Iris-based fragrance. The scent profile punches up its price tag. And this is the things that a fragrance reviewer should tell you. This is a high quality Iris-based scent that you might actually find for much cheaper than most of the heavy hitters in the genre. Like a lot of heavy Iris-based fragrances have been discontinued or are pricing you out of the game, like a DHI. How much is that now? How much is this fragrance at a discount? Or probably a lot cheaper. Yeah, not the same thing, absolutely not. But for price, you know, pound for price and quality of Iris, this is gonna be a hard one to beat. Honestly, this is how good this is. So let's get into seasons, day, night, versatility, and performance. Seasons, fall and spring. Tweener months just do well with Iris and musks. I feel like this is a great fall spring fragrance. It's just, when it gets cool, it's overcast, it's gonna rain. This works so well. Day or night, either one. I can go either way with this one. Versatility, average. There is some ways that I probably won't be wearing this. The powderiness, of course, in the high heat won't work well. But other than that, you know, you can dress this up. You can be casual with this one. And this is like dress up. I mean, like dress up, like tuxedo dress up. Like you won't smell out of place. It really is that good. Performance. The performance was good. Longevity was 6 to 8 hours, which is good. It's a little lower than my 7 to 9 that I'm looking for, but 6 to 8 is perfectly fine. Projection is average. So don't expect this to be a loud attention grabber. It's a classy upscale scent profile where I like them to bring people closer to you. This is the kind of scent profile that this is for. Perfectly fine. So my final thoughts, my final assessment, and I'll give it a score at the end of this video. My final assessment is of this one is to answer the question at the start of the review, which is, can this compete versus the big boys in the iris designer game. And I'm going to name them off again, just in case you forgot. DHI, Valentino Uomo Intense, Givenchy Gentleman, we'll pick EDP for just for giggles, and Prada L'Homme also, among others, right? There's probably some that I forget. Does this hang with the big boys? Absolutely, 100%. This is quality through and through. It hangs with the big boys in the iris game. It smells more expensive than what you're paying for. It's well balanced, it's smooth, it's easy to wear, it's classy, it's elegant. This kind of fragrance DNA that does not get old to me. You need at least one or two, maybe just one, that I named off in this list. And if you don't like iris, I totally understand. But if you do, you know, you need at least one of these in your Rolodex. And this could very well be the one that you choose because it is one of the more affordable ones in the whole list. Some discontinued, hard to find. Others, you know, do different things. So you got to find the one that you like. But this is, as far as quality goes, as a fragrance reviewer, I did my job. This is great. As for the name, this isn't blue at all. Anybody that's telling you this is blue, no, I didn't get any blue feeling at all, by the way. Nothing noir either, nothing black, more of a light brown, white, maybe even gray. Probably gray's better. You know, this bottle, even that color is better than, don't be fooled by the name. You know, even with me, I kind of stayed away. I was like, what are they doing with blueies over there at Narciso? Thinking that they, you know, and again, I don't follow my own suggestions on my platform sometimes, that I just ignore stuff because of naming, or I know better than that. And it's been a while. So I'm happy that I smelt this one. This one's great. This one's bottle worthy for me. If I had to give it a score today, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. It is a very solid iris slash musk slash cypress leather thing. It really is really well done. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly on this particular fragrance. I mean, again, you don't have to agree with me, or, you know, you can disagree with me. I won't delete your comment. I can't wait to see the thoughts on this fragrance. And why not, or unless you don't have anything to say about this particular release, you can talk about the Bleu Noir line. Which one's next for me to try out, right? I love blind buying. I love going to sample stuff. So is there another Bleu Noir? Should I go backwards? Should I go get the Eau de Toilette Extreme, perhaps, or something like that? I'd love to see which ones are worthy, just to see which ones are good. Let me know. And as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.